In the previous lectures, we've used the echo command to output multiple strings into the terminal window. So far, we've separated each argument with a single space character, but what do you think would happen if we added extra spaces around each of these arguments? As you can see, the extra spaces have magically disappeared. This behavior is due to the command line interpreter that, when parsing the command, automatically strips away the undesirable spaces and tabs and splits our expression into multiple arguments. On top of this, the shell also performs several transformations upon the text before actually executing our command, these transformations being called expansions. Indeed, since certain characters in character sequences have a special meaning to the shell, like the $question mark for the exit status, the shell must first transform them into valid commands or values before being able to treat them. That being said, try to keep this in mind as we'll come back to it in a second. Now the question was, how do we tell the shell that we actually want to keep these additional spaces within our expression? And the answer is quotes. Generally speaking, quotes allow us to wrap our arguments in order to specify that we want the whole expression to be treated as it is and as a single argument instead of multiple ones. As you can see in this example, this works both with double quotes as well as with single quotes, but like anything else in a shell, there's of course a difference between them. And the difference is that single quotes are literal, which means that all special characters lose their meaning and no expansions will be performed, whereas double quotes allow for certain expansions like the one starting with the $ or \, for example. This behavior can easily be illustrated using the exit status expansion you know. If we run this command surrounding the exit status expression with double quotes, we see that the expression is actually expanded into a number, whereas when surrounding it with single quotes, the shell literally prints the $question mark characters. Now, there's one last behavior you should know about when working with quotes. If you ever forget a matching quote, the shell will not execute your command right away, but instead give you access to a multi-line command prompt symbolized by the right chevron. Indeed, whenever you type an odd number of quotes, the shell considers that you're not done typing your command and therefore awaits for you to complete it. From here, you can go two ways. You can either press Ctrl+C to discard this prompt if you made a mistake, or you can complete your command with the missing quote and press Enter to run it. As you can see in the second case, the new line characters are preserved by the shell. As always, I encourage you to repeat the examples we just seen together to make sure you really understand the difference between these two types of code. And whenever you feel ready, move on to the next lecture where I'll introduce you to two of the most common shell expansions.